Hey guys. Okay, so I just want to try something new. Every time I try to record on my phone like cuts off and it's like multiple video clips, and I didn't want to deal with having to try and piece them all together. It's real time consuming and stuff. I know the lighting isn't the best in here. Um, this is kind of the best I could do. So bear with me. Hopefully next time it'll be like during the day and the lighting will be a lot better. I was trying to find my little mini ring light, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is right now. So this video is going to be about things to consider and keep in mind when you're starting your locks or thinking about starting locks. This kind of came up because one of my coworkers was asking me questions about my locks and how I started and things like that. And it's something that's been on my list of things that I wanted to record, but it's just hard sometimes because I have a family, I have kids who do sports and they're in school and they have homework, and obviously there's me and things that I need and things that I am pursuing as well. So to find a moment at home where I can record and it's quiet and I'm not being interrupted is rare. Let's see. I'm trying to remember because I actually attempted this video earlier today while I was on a break at work and it didn't work out. But okay, so one of the things that you need to consider when you're first thinking about doing locks is what sizing do you want? Do you want them to be very small, like sister locks, or pencil sized, medium, thick, etc.? Also is the parting. I did my own. So, I mean, mine are just pretty boxy and, in my opinion, just pretty basic. I mean, I did it myself and I didn't want to pay anyone to start my locks, especially because of the texture of my hair. Because it's looser, people charge more, and I was not about to pay like $100 or $200 to start my locks when I could twist my hair up myself, I could part my hair myself, and be done with it. That's just outrageous and absurd to me. So that was part of why I chose to start them myself. But I know that there's different parting. You can look it up on YouTube, on Google, Pinterest. I'm sure that you will find lots of different ways. There's like shells where it almost looks like fish scales almost, like, or half C's, half moons, circles, triangles, squares, etc. So you want to keep that in mind because also the layout of your parts will determine how you can style them later on down the line. So that's where it's very helpful to have a professional do it for you because they will be much more knowledgeable about that unless you're just very hair savvy yourself and great at parting and you've done enough research and things to consider that when you do your own parting. Aside from that, the different ways of starting would be comb coils is very popular at the moment, but I know like traditionally down in the islands, they will do twists, braids, or just simply leaving your hair the way it is and not combing it. And that's what is commonly called freeforming these days. So you want to kind of establish what method you want to do there. Do you want to do the comb coils? I know some people have a problem with comb coils coming out, not locking properly, etc. So that's the next thing. And then also your length. So when my hair was straightened before I locked my hair, it was down my back, like to my hips. And I have curly hair. So when it was curly, it was probably like mid back. It was still very long. But at the height of my shrinkage, my hair was like shoulder length. Like it shrunk a lot, more than half. So when you're locking your hair or deciding to start locking your hair, you just have to keep that in mind. If you don't want to deal with that much shrinkage, then you can consider, I think they're called like instant locks or lock extensions, perhaps. It just kind of depends on what kind of process you're looking for. Some people very much value the journey of going through the lock process from start to finish. No shortcuts for the length, etc. You know, and that's kind of what was important to me. I didn't want anyone, what is it called, like crocheting my hair to help it lock faster, or adding hair to my hair, and things of that nature. I wanted it to go through the whole process. So, but for those who that's not important, then you might want to look into that route. Granted, that is obviously a pricier route, but hey, if you got it like that, go ahead. Let's see. So yeah, the shrinkage. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have shrinkage because as your curl or your hair, whatever pattern you have, shrinks up and tangles, or rather it tightens up and tangles, it's going to shrink. It's going to get shorter because it's compacting. So don't be surprised. You will more than likely, I would say, lose half of your length in shrinkage when you start. Granted, you know, different hair textures may vary. You know, I'm just speaking from my own experience. I have like a 3B curl. Those of you who have been following me for a while know that I have a 3B curl pattern. So I'm not really sure if, because my curl pattern is looser, if maybe that's part of why I experienced more shrinkage. And my hair was quite long. So I don't know how that would compare exactly. But everyone has shrinkage, to my knowledge. It's just a part of the process. Let's see. So let's see. Let's say you've already started the process. You have your starter locks and stuff like that. A lot of people will say, don't wash your hair for the first month. And I'm not a professional cosmetologist. Well, I was a professional cosmetologist, but I'm not a loctician. The only reason why I'm not a licensed cosmetologist anymore is because I didn't pay the renewal fee. That's the only reason why. But I got my license and everything else. But that aside, I'm not a loctician. I don't do locks, you know, on a professional basis. And I'm not experienced with different hair types, scalp types, and things like that. So this is what I'm going to say as far as not washing your hair for the first month. All right, hold on. Okay. Is there a way to pause this? Let's see. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to end this, and I'll be right back.